Welcome to RandPlan, a modern personal budgeting Android app designed to help users take control of their budgeting needs. RandPlan uses RoomDB for secure local data storage, meaning all your financial data is safely stored on your device. When the app opens, users are greeted by the welcome screen. The RandPlan logo is displayed at the top, followed by login and sign up buttons. The user makes a choice if they wish to log into the existing account or create a new one. If a user taps on the login button, they are taken to the login screen. Here, they are prompted to enter the email address associated with their account as well as their password. Validation messages will appear after the login button is clicked. If one or both fields are left empty when the user attempts to log in, a toast message appears asking them to fill in all required fields. If the email entered is valid and linked to an existing account, but the password inputted is incorrect, a toast message will appear to inform the user that the password entered is incorrect once they've tried to log in. If the information entered is valid but does not match any user in the database, a toast message will display indicating that the user is not found. If the user submits the form with an invalid email format, such as missing an @ or domain name, a toast message appears letting them know that the email is invalid. A back button is available at the top of the screen, allowing users to return to the welcome page at any time. Once the user has successfully logged in, they are taken to the home screen, and a personalized toast message will appear at the bottom, welcoming the user to the app by their first name. If the user has tapped on the sign up button, they are taken to the sign up screen. Here, users are asked to provide their name, surname, email address, password, and confirm that password. If any field is left empty and a user tries to sign up, a toast message appears asking the user to complete all required fields. The name and the surname fields may only contain alphabetic characters. If a user tries to sign up with numbers or symbols in these fields, once they have clicked the sign up button, a toast message appears stating that only letters may be used. The email field must also be valid. It must include an @ symbol, a domain, and an appropriate extension like .com or .co.za. If it does not, a toast message will appear when they try to sign up. The password field must follow the app rules. At least 8 characters, including 1 uppercase letter, 1 lowercase letter, 1 number, and 1 special character. If it fails to meet these rules, a red warning appears beneath the password input field after the sign up button has been clicked. Likewise, if the password and password confirmation fields do not match, the user will be notified via a toast message only after they click the sign up button. Once all the input fields are valid and the user then clicks sign up button, the account will then be created. The user is then redirected to the login screen where a toast confirms that the account has been successfully registered, and now the user needs to log into their account. On every page of the app, including home, rewards, budget, expenses, add expenses, and add category, there is a top navigation bar that allows users quick access to settings and logout options. When the user taps the settings button, they're directed to the settings page. A back button is available at the top left of the screen, allowing users to return to the page they were previously on. Here, the users are presented with 3 options: dark mode, backup data, and delete account. Dark mode and backup data are both innovative features that will be implemented in the future. When either of these are selected or clicked on, a toast message will appear to inform the user that this feature is not available yet. The final option is delete account. When the user clicks on this button, their account is permanently deleted from the database. A toast message appears confirming that the account has been deleted, and the user is then directed back to the welcome screen. If the user taps the log out button from any page, a toast appears confirming that they have been logged out, and then they are directed back to the welcome screen. When a user logs in, they are taken to the home page. Just below the heading, Your Progress, is a progress dashboard, displayed in a set of simple card views. These cards show the user's daily spending, current month's spending, and current month's budget. These values dynamically update as the user sets budget goals and adds expenses. Beneath the dashboard is a card that visually informs the user how close they are to exceeding their budget, or whether they've already exceeded it. The card text changes color to reflect the current state: green if the user is within a safe range, yellow if they are approaching their limit, and red if the spending has exceeded their set budget. The daily spending feature is coming soon. On the budget page, users can view their current month's budget goals displayed in a dedicated card. This shows both the minimum and maximum budget goals. By default, these values are set to 0. In the bottom right corner of the card, users will find an Edit Goals button. Tapping this takes them to the Edit Goals page. On the Edit Goals page, the user can update their monthly budget goals. The input fields are pre-filled with the current goal values for easy editing. If a user deletes a goal value entirely and tries to save it, a warning message will appear prompting them to enter a valid input. Only numbers are accepted as valid. Once valid values are entered and the Save button is pressed, a toast message appears stating budget goals are saved. The user is then redirected back to the budget page, and the values in the goal card are updated accordingly. When a user opens the budget page and no categories have been added, a toast message will appear to let the user know that there are no categories for their account yet. The Add Category button takes the user to the Add Category page, where they must fill out a short form. This includes entering the category name, setting a spending limit, and selecting an icon to represent the category. If the name field is left blank, a warning message will appear. If the user does not set an icon, a default icon will be applied. At the top of the category page is the same top navigation bar with the settings and logout buttons, as well as on the top left, a back button to return the user back to the budget page. Once a category is successfully added, the user is taken back to the budget page, where the newly added category appears as a card in a scrollable list. Each category card displays the icon, the name, and the limit for that category. Every category card also has an Edit Category button on the right-hand side. Clicking this button takes the user to the Edit Category page, which has the same layout as the Add Category page. Here, the user can update the category's name, limit, or icon. The existing values are shown in the input fields for convenience. After editing, the user can tap the Save button, which updates the category and returns them to the budget page, where the updated category is reflected immediately. On the Expenses page, users are greeted with a dynamic card at the top that displays the total spending for the current month. This value automatically updates as expenses are added, and the month name will automatically change according to the month we are in. Below that, you'll find the Expenses section. On the left is a button to export expenses, a feature coming soon, and on the right is the Add Expenses button. This lets users input new expenses. Just underneath that is a date range filter to help users view expenses within a specific time period. There are two date input fields, start date and end date. Tapping on the calendar icon in either of these input fields will open a calendar dialog, allowing users to select their desired date. If a user selects on only one date, for example just the start date or just the end date, a toast message will appear stating that both dates must be selected to view the expenses. If the user selects a start date after the end date, a toast message will appear to notify the user that there are no expenses within that range. Additionally, when users first load the expense page, a toast message prompts the user to select the date range before being able to view any expenses. Tapping the Add Expense button takes the user to the Add Expense page. Here, the user must input the expense name, which cannot be left empty, and if it is, a warning will display. A user needs to input the amount for the expense, which can only be numbers. They can add a description for the expense. This is an optional field. The user needs to select a category from the drop-down list that is dynamically generated from the user's added categories. If the user hasn't created any categories yet, a toast message will alert them that they need to add categories before an expense can be created. The category field will be disabled with a message saying no categories have been set. The user must also select the date for the expense by tapping the calendar icon, which opens the dialog to choose a date. This field is required, and if left empty, a toast message will prompt the user to please select the date. The user also has an option to upload a supporting image from the device's gallery. Tapping the image icon inside the input field opens the image picker where a user can select the image from the gallery. Once all required fields are completed, tapping the Save button will add the expense to the expenses list. A toast will confirm that the expense has been added and the user will be redirected to the expenses page. If a date range was selected and the new expense falls within that date range, the expense will appear in the list. The expenses are displayed in a scrollable list with each expense in a separate card view. Each card will show the expense's name and a shortened description on the left-hand side. The amount of the expense and a clickable arrow icon will be displayed on the right of the card. Clicking this arrow icon takes the user to the expense details page. Here, they can view the expense name, the expense amount, the expense description if one was provided, the category, the date, the name of the supporting image file if one was uploaded. If no image was attached, it will say no image attached. There will also be a download button next to the supporting image file's name. Tapping the download button will save the image for that expense to the user's Google Photos in the Pictures folder within a brand new folder called RandPlan Expenses Image. This image will then be named with the following format: sup_image with the timestamp that image was saved, .png. Error handling has been implemented. A toast message will display indicating if the image cannot be found, opened, or saved. At the top left is a back button which returns the user to the expenses page, retaining the date range that they had selected before viewing an expenses details.